Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Today I want to talk about one of the biggest issues I have with Call of Duty World War II. It's by far the biggest gameplay reason outside of the hit detection that I want to be right, but it's the biggest gameplay issue that I have with World War II. If they get this right, this is going to be a fantastic year for Call of Duty. This issue is footsteps. Footsteps are so controversial. There is an entire video that I have done on my channel very recently about what I believe the dynamics of footsteps should be, so I'm going to link that to you and let you enjoy that on your own, because that's still my thoughts to this day. However, I wanted to say Sledgehammer really does want to push that rushing playstyle, and that rushing playstyle is really benefited from footsteps, and that's something that I don't think a lot of people think about. So I want to highlight that aspect of footsteps to you, that they are a rusher's biggest asset. It's not sprint out time, it's not map design, it's not how balanced the guns are. If you have good footsteps, the rushers are going to be able to rush. If I am close to the enemy spawn and I'm trying to hold the A flag and the B flag, or the C flag and the B flag, or whatever flags it is, or if I'm just trying to keep them within their spawn, then they are more than likely going to be kind of all around me in all of the different directions they can come from. It's not going to be just in my field of view. It's not going to just be where I can see. It's also going to be behind me, to the left of me, to the right of me, wherever they're coming from. I need to be aware of that. Now, there are a couple different ways we can be aware of that, obviously just by lines of sight, but also through the mini-map and the UAV, but also the footsteps. If I can't see somebody in my line of sight, if we don't have a UAV up in the air, I should be able to hear somebody close to me. This means I can strategically think about the engagements that I want to get to, specifically when I am close to the enemy spawns. This is when footsteps benefit you the most. A lot of people think that footsteps really just encourage camping, but that never made sense to me, because when I'm back in my own spawn camping, there's very rarely going to be anybody close to me. That's where I go if I'm going to snipe or I'm going to use a long distance weapon. I'm not worried about close quarter combat when I'm super far back. So why would I camp and use a close quarter combat mechanic? It doesn't make any sense to me. In fact, removing footsteps, not having footsteps, encourages camping even more, because now what's going to happen when you remove those footsteps, when I'm trying to rush into the enemy spawn or near the enemy spawn, I'm not going to be able to hear the enemies, and they're going to be able to shoot me down and to sneak up behind me very obviously. Now, what this is going to say to me as the player is, hey, you can't rush, you can't push up into the enemy spawn, because you're going to get shot from behind. You're not going to be aware of where the enemy is at. So what does this lead me to do? Well, it's going to lead me to put my back against the map and just camp in a corner and just camp in one sight line. Because the only thing I have available to me to become aware of the enemy position is my lines of sight, my field of view, and the mini-map. And so I'm not going to take my chances and push. I'm not going to take my chances and rush close to the enemies, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear them or not. Hands down, there is no reason why we should remove footsteps. It encourages rushing, it encourages strategy, and it increases the skill gap. A lot of people are actually disliking World War II because of a different mechanic, similar to footsteps, but not quite, and that is going to be callouts. Callouts sometimes alert you to the enemy player. If you're playing as the American faction and you hear a German call out, then you will know that an enemy is nearby, and that's an audio cue that lets you know that somebody's nearby. But that is incredibly inconsistent, because it relies on your enemy either seeing you or seeing a teammate, and then that enemy calling you out, and the enemy has no control over that, so it's very inconsistent. Those callouts do not replace footsteps. I would much rather have consistent footsteps than random callouts. I'm not asking for overpowered footsteps either. I mean, I know Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty Ghosts had very, very powerful footsteps, and that's not necessarily what I want. I simply want usable footsteps. I want to be able to hear a guy when I'm in the same room as him. I want to hear a guy when I'm in the same room as him, even when there's gunfire going off. I want to hear somebody coming around the corner so I can get ready and think about the gunfight and anticipate the gunfight. I want to add that strategy to my Call of Duty game. And mind you, there's already a counter for it in the game. We have dead silence in the game. If you want to push the enemy spawns like a rusher does, and you don't want people to hear your footsteps, you just want to run dead silence. It's pretty simple. It's a pretty nice balance they have here. They just need to increase the sound of the footsteps to make them usable and viable. If this doesn't happen, if we don't get this, this is going to be a very campy Call of Duty. No one's going to want to push. No one's going to want to rush because no one's going to be able to hear footsteps. I know for me, I'm just going to sit in my head glitch. I'm just going to sit in my corner. I'm just going to sit and wait. I'm not going to want to rush. I'm not going to want to push if I can't hear those footsteps. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about footsteps. I don't think they're overpowered. I don't think they're going to break the game. I think they're going to encourage rushing, especially with this map design, especially with how this game is designed. They are going to do nothing but help the rushers, and it's so essential. It needs to be in this game. Please, Sledgehammer, we need to be vocal about this. We need footsteps in the game. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I've made this video many times, but it's ever so prevalent right here. They want feedback. This is the feedback that I'm giving to them. Footsteps first, then we can talk about other gameplay balancing factors. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.